The morning they came onto my land, they didn't knock. I was standing by the river, coffee still warm in my hand, watching the sunlight stretch across the 1,500 acres I had worked my whole life to afford. Peace, that's all I wanted. No rules, no warnings taped to my door, no strangers telling me how to live. That's why I left the HOA. But apparently, the HOA wasn't done with me. I saw them crossing the bridge like they owned it. 3 people in neat clothes, clipboards in hand, walking straight onto my property. "You're violating community standards," the woman in front said, not even introducing herself. "Your fencing, your storage units, even your animals, they affect the neighborhood's image." I blinked. "This isn't your neighborhood." She smirked like she'd heard that before. "Everything around here affects property value. You don't get to ignore that." I felt that old frustration rise, the same one that made me leave in the first place. People with power, assuming it extended everywhere. "I bought this land to be left alone," I said calmly. "You have no authority here." She scribbled something on her paper like my words meant nothing. "We'll be issuing fines. Continued non-compliance will lead to further action." And just like that, they turned and walked away. No respect, no boundaries, just control. For a week, notices kept showing up. Letters, warnings, even threats of legal action. They couldn't touch my land, but they kept pushing, like intimidation would break me. But what they didn't realize was something very simple. Every single time they came, they crossed that bridge. The same bridge I quietly repaired when I first bought the land. The same bridge that sat entirely on my property. So one morning I made a call. By noon, a crew arrived. By evening, the bridge was closed. Not destroyed, not damaged. Just sealed legally, permanently. The next day, panic spread through the neighborhood. Cars lined up, people confused, deliveries cancelled, emergency routes cut off. And then they came back. But this time, they weren't confident. They weren't smiling. They were desperate. "You can't do this," the same woman snapped, her voice shaking now. "People live here. This is their only access." I looked at her, calm as ever. "You mean the bridge?" She froze. "Yes," I continued. "The one on my land. The one you crossed without permission. The one you thought you had control over, just like everything else." Silence fell. For the first time, they understood. Power doesn't come from a clipboard. It doesn't come from rules forced on others. It comes from respect and knowing your limits. "I didn't want to fight," I said quietly. "I just wanted peace. But you kept crossing lines until you forgot where they were." A week later, the fines stopped. The letters stopped. And for the first time since I moved there, so did they. Because sometimes the strongest message isn't shouted. It's built quietly, like a bridge, and just as easily closed.